All right.
Hello, welcome to TUTV. I'm Catherine.
And I'm Sarah.
So Sarah, this is actually our first time properly meeting each other. You were telling me something rather creepy, so explain that a bit more.
Yes, I feel like I already knew you because last year I would work in graphics operating. So I was up in the booth and I would watch you do sports anchoring. So I already felt like I knew you.
Oh my goodness. Well, I want to get to know you a bit better. So where are you from?
So I'm from Stillwater, Oklahoma, which is about an hour away.
That must be nice, being so close to home. Or is it sometimes a little bit,
it's
too
nice.
close?
I like it.
Okay.
Yeah, especially this year. I've missed my family a lot, so it's been nice. I got to go home for Labor Day and see my mom and my dad and my cat. So
way to rub it in, Sarah.
I know.
Although my mum's coming out in October, so I'm really excited.
That's so
But
exciting.
just after the state fair finishes, which is really upsetting to me because I feel like she just needs to experience a state fair in Tulsa. But maybe next year.
Yeah,
I
I hope so. That's definitely such a Tulsa staple, and it's just very Oklahoman, big state fairs and.
Yeah, I know. I remember the first time I went to one, I got a selfie with a llama. So, but anyway, on that note, enjoy the rest of the show, and we'll see you guys later.
Hi, welcome back to TUTV. I'm Ryan Stelly.
And I'm Joe McCurdy. We've got some exciting news, so let's jump right into it. The funeral for Queen Elizabeth II will be held on September 19th at 11 a.m. Preceding the funeral, the Queen will lie in Edinburgh until this Tuesday afternoon for people to visit. Buckingham Palace has not shared its estimate of how many people are expected to attend the funeral. However, based on other funerals for members of the royal family, it is likely that tens of hundreds of thousands are expected to show.
On this past Sunday, Americans reflected on the terrorist attacks that took place on September 11th, 2001, known as 9/11. Bonita Mentis, a family member a victim of the attacks on the Twin Towers, was assigned to read victims' names at the Ground Zero ceremony. In an interview, Mentis said that, quote, "It's been 21 years, but it's not 21 years for us. It seems like just yesterday," end quote. Other ceremonies were held at the Pentagon and in Pennsylvania, the other two attack sites. Many other communities around the country marked 9/11 with interfaith services and candlelight vigils.
The United States Justice Department case viewing the mishandling of classified documents and their relation to the former President Donald J. Trump is ongoing. On Labor Day, Federal District Judge Eileen Cannon issued a landmark ruling accepting Trump's request to appoint an individual to independently review everything that the FBI has taken away from Mar-a-Lago. Trump's lawyers and the Department of Justice each proposed two individuals for the position. On Friday, the Justice Department and Trump's lawyers each proposed two sections. The DOJ nominated Thomas Griffith, a retired federal judge and George W. Bush appointee, and Barbara Jones, also a retired federal judge and a Clinton appointee. Trump's lawyers nominated Paul Huck Jr., who had been a partner at the Jones Day law firm, which represented the Trump campaign in 2016, and Raymond DeRay, a Reagan appointee who has served as a federal judge since 1986.
The City of Los Angeles is testing one of the United States' largest projects for guaranteed income. California has served as an epicenter of this movement. The Los Angeles program, also known as BREATHE, benefits 32,000 people in the city who have at least one child and an annual income below the federal poverty level. Last year, the state of California set aside $35 million over the past 5 years for cities to start pilot programs. Some individuals in opposition to universal basic income view this method as expensive and counterproductive. Orrin Cass, executive director of American Compass, said that, quote, "It's that a permanent and society-wide system to provide for everyone would destroy fundamental elements of the social contract and create the wrong incentives for people as they make choices about their life's course, end quote. Zone Ha Everett, who was part of the Stockton Economic Empowerment Demonstration, also known as SEED, said in an interview with CNN that, quote, the money was a godsend. A weight was truly lifted from me, end quote. Ms. Everett ended her interview by saying that with this pandemic, there are a lot of struggling. There needs to be a permanent solution to help people, end quote.
According to niche.com, the University of Tulsa ranks number 37 out of 969 colleges and universities on their Best Small Colleges in America list. Furthermore, the university is also ranked in America's Top 100 list on niche.com as being one of the best private universities in America. In a review left by a student on the Niche website, it was stated that, quote, the university was a very welcoming atmosphere. Having finished my last year has made me more excited for the years to come. All of the professors I had were understanding and helpful. The rest of the TU staff are very kind, end quote. The University of Tulsa has also been ranked number 2 among the top colleges and universities in Oklahoma.
Well, that's great to hear that the University of Tulsa is ranked so high on so many lists for colleges. Yeah. Are you happy with your time here at TU so far?
Yeah, being only a sophomore, I feel like, I've had a lot of opportunities, and it's truly exciting to see where we're going to go because Brad Carson, our president, has made so many innovations and really strive to make Tulsa better. Yeah. And it's really exciting to see where it'll be by my senior year. So
yeah, 2 years experience here as well, and I can't say anything negative about my experience so far. It's been really great. Well, that's all the time we have today. We'll see you next time.
Hi, welcome back to the interview section where I'm joined with Wes, who's going to talk to us a little bit about the TU Afghan Cultural Exchange Program. So Wes, can you just give us a bit of background on this program?
Yeah, so the TU Afghan Cultural Exchange Program was originated in late fall last year, in the months after the evacuation of Afghanistan first happened, and we got lots of Afghans, many young Afghans especially around college age, coming to Tulsa, and it was part of just a larger effort that really much the Tulsa community put together to welcome these new members of our community. And so the TU Afghan Cultural Exchange Program at the university has really consisted of weekly and or bi-weekly events that promote cultural education and learning. We've done a lot of language education and things like that. Really, I have learned some of Pashto and Dari, which are some of the most predominant languages in Afghanistan. And many of the Afghans have done incredible work in learning English super quickly and things like that. Some of my good friends have, I've just seen them go from almost, many of them already speak a few languages, but they've learned this other one within just a few months. So it's really incredible, and it was a great thing to be just a small part of that. But we also do lots of other things. We do games and just community events, meals, lots of different things like that. We just had our first event of this fall yesterday, and so that was a picnic out on the New U, Chapman Commons. We had about 50 people total, and so that was just TU students and Afghans around the ages of college age, 18 to 25, just coming together and having a great community event. We had games and food and everything. We have more events coming up, so yeah, it's a great time.
Oh, amazing. So tell me more about your role within this then.
Yeah, so within TU Afghan Cultural Exchange, I am the student lead organizer. And so we have 2 people up at the top. So there's Dr. Danielle McDonald, who is the head of all of this. And then we have Emily Schumacher. She's a PhD candidate in the anthropology department, and she's doing great work in leading this as well. And then among the undergrads, I am actually a work study now. And so they basically pay me to work in community outreach and event organizing. And so I'm both reaching out to TU students and Afghans to encourage participation, talk to them about the ways to make these events comfortable and welcoming to everybody, and then also actually doing some of the work in making these events actually happen. So, coordinating different food or other logistical concerns or things like that, gathering supplies, making sure everything's there at the right time, and then packing up. So pretty straightforward stuff, but it's a great privilege to be a part of.
Yeah, no, it sounds amazing. So sort of tell me more about any events that you have coming up.
Yeah, so we're getting pretty close to the 1-year anniversary of many of the Afghans coming here, and one of my friends, Lucky, from Afghanistan, he basically suggested to us that we should have a commemoration, an anniversary sort of. And so 2 weeks from now, on Monday, we will be having a party. We haven't decided on the location yet. Sometimes it depends on the weather. We'd like to have it outside and things like that, but more information to come soon on that through all of our different notification and distribution of information networks and things. So we'll be having a commemoration party with cake and things like that. We'll have a soccer game going on as well, just generally, community getting together, having a good time.
That sounds so exciting. And cake, guys, I love cake. So how do people want, if they want to get involved, how do they go about doing this?
Yeah, so the best way to get involved is to come to our events. And so we mainly communicate through GroupMe, WhatsApp, and the TU emails and stuff. And so we can have we can potentially have a link to our GroupMe in the description of this video that people can join. And then I'll get everybody connected to that. You can email me at wwa6397@utulsa.edu if you have anything you want to get involved with. And then we also just have general communication distribution through TU's event emails and things. So many people at our event last week, they got notified just by checking their emails, and they saw, oh, there's this cool event happening on Monday night. And so we'll always be having stuff going out through that. So,
that's amazing. So is there anything else you feel is important to mention before we have to end here?
The main thing that I would want to mention would be just that this has been one of the best parts of my TU experience. It really has done so many great things about my time at TU have come through this program, and so I highly recommend it to anybody who's even the slightest bit interested. It's an amazing time, an amazing privilege, and I'm really thankful to be a part of it. So,
it really sounds great. So guys, remember to check out the link in the description box, and thank you so much, Wes, for being here with us.
Absolutely, yeah. Thanks, guys.
No sports.
Hello and welcome to TUTV. I'm David.
And I'm Aiden. We got some exciting stories this week, so let's jump right into it. Tulsa football won their home opener this Saturday as they faced Northern Illinois Huskies at Skelly Field. Looking to bounce back from their double overtime loss in Wyoming in Week 1, the Golden Hurricane were out for blood. Davis Brin finished the game with 322 passing yards on 119 completions with 4 touchdowns and 1 interception. Wide receiver Keelan Stokes continued to be Brian's #1 target as he pulled in 135 yards on 8 receptions and 1 touchdown. After leading 24-7 in the half, Tulsa let NIU score 14 unanswered points in the third quarter and struggled to get a stop in the fourth, finding themselves down by a touchdown later in the game. After Steven Anderson touchdown, Tulsa secured the victory after a Tyron Davis interception, winning 38-35.
Tulsa men's soccer faced off against number 3 Kentucky Wildcats on Sunday to finish off their homestand before going back on the road. In the 13th minute, Alex Weinhard scored the first goal of the game, giving Tulsa the 1-0 lead, but after Wes Spottenberg was ejected for an illegal slide tackle, the Hurricane had to play down a man for the remainder of the game. Without being able to get anything going on offense in the second half, Tulsa had to play heavy defense for the remainder of the game. Goalie Alex Lopez had 2 amazing late-minute saves to keep Tulsa's lead, but would eventually let Kentucky score in the 79th minute. The match finished in a draw, giving both teams their first tie of the 2022 regular season. The Golden Hurricane looks to build some momentum as they travel to face FIU this Friday, September 16th, and Missouri State the following Tuesday, September 20th.
Tulsa women's volleyball finished 3-0 on the weekend, improving their record to 5-4 on the season. After starting the season 1-2, losing to Petterdine and #1 seeded Nebraska, it has been an uphill battle for the Golden Hurricane. Leading by seniors Maddie Flora and Kaylee Cassidy, Tulsa had continued to fight, securing wins over UTEP, ORU, and ACU in all dominating fashion. As they face on more road trip before their home opener against ECU, the Lady Hurricane took to build on this 3-game winning streak and keep a winning record.
Tulsa women's soccer had a dominating bounce-back win on Sunday as they won 7-0 over UAPB. After losing a highly contested 1-0 match against Oklahoma on Thursday, Tulsa came out swinging in Sunday's match. Sophomore forward Quinn Turner recorded a hat trick with goals in the 37th, 44th, and 52nd minute. Freshman forward Jordan Fredericks found 2 goals of her own alongside Isolde Runnersdottir and Haley Nichols, both recording 1 goal each. With that win, Tulsa has improved to 4-3-1 on the season as they look to make a home field stand as they face Temple and ORU at home in the coming week.
Sunday saw the return of the NFL season, and it did not disappoint. Matchups like Houston versus Indianapolis and Pittsburgh versus Cincinnati all went into overtime, with Texans/Colts ending in a tie and Steelers and the Bengals ending in a game-winning field goal. 7 out of the 14 matchups this weekend all had a margin of victory of 5 points or fewer, many of which were decided by last-second field goals. This week also saw the return of the GOAT, Tom Brady. The 45-year-old quarterback is entering his 23rd season and his third as the quarterback of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, finishing his game against Dallas with a 212-yard passing and a touchdown, securing his first win of what may be his last season with his 19-3 victory over the Cowboys. The NFL is officially back.
So, Aiden, did you end up going to the tailgate in the football game last Saturday?
I did. I got some free food out of it, too.
Awesome. What did you think overall? Did you think, for your freshman year, it was a good kickoff?
I mean, I think it was probably the best first start game out of the season. The interception, the last minute, that was a game changer. My anxiety was spiking. It was awesome.
Absolutely. There's been so many good games like that over the past few years, so I'm excited to look forward into what this season has to hold. So are you planning on going to the game next Saturday?
Yes, I am. I'm excited to see what TU has to offer. So
awesome. Well, that's all the time that we have for this week. We'll see you next time.
Goodbye.
Hello, welcome to TUTV. I'm Glenn Gutierrez.
And I'm Christopher DePalma. We've got some exciting, totally true stories this week, so let's get right into them. D23, the Disney Expo, took place last weekend. This was a special celebration as it marks 100 years since the entertainment company's founding in 1922. At the show, Disney made many announcements about its upcoming film and televisions and gave some first looks into the films. Some of the new announcements included Disenchantment, a sequel to the 2007 film Enchantment, and live-action adaptations of Disney classics The Little Mermaid and Peter Pan. They also gave fresh looks at upcoming Marvel and Star Wars projects, including trailers for Secret Invasion and Andor, 2 upcoming Disney Plus TV shows. Many were also anticipating announcements of casting for the Fantastic Four, but were disappointed to hear that the Marvel Studio executive Kevin Feige would not be making that announcement at 2023.
Those at D23 weren't the only ones celebrating 100 years of Disney this past weekend. The Tulsa Symphony Orchestra held a performance of their Walt Disney Animated Studios Decade Concert at One OK Field. The concert featured many songs from the last 10 years of Disney animated films, including Tangled, Big Hero 6, and Frozen. The performance was accompanied by a fireworks display, as well as clips from the films played on the field's Jumbotron.
Film Festival Frenzy is in full swing at the Venice, Toulouse, and Toronto film festivals have just wrapped up this last week. The festival saw the premiere of many highly anticipated films, including Woman Talking, Empire of Light, The Whale, Glass Onion, and Don't Worry Darling. Some highlights of the festival include a 6-minute standing ovation at Venice for Brendan Fraser in a starring performance in The Whale, and the drama surrounding the cast and director of Olivia Wilde's Don't Worry Darling. There has also been high praise from critics for Glass Onion, a Knives Out mystery, director Rian Johnson's sequel to his 2019 film Knives Out. Daniel Craig is returning as Detective Benoit Blanc in the film.
Music lovers and Swifters alike were delighted to see Taylor Swift make an appearance at the Toronto International Film Festival. She treated festival goers to a screening of a 35mm print of her short film, All Too Well, and a Q&A after the screening. During the Q&A, she talked about her songwriting process and also praised the performance of her film star Sadie Sink, saying she's the heartbeat of the film. Sink was also at the film festival promoting Darren Aronofsky's The Whale, appearing on the red carpet with Swift before the screening.
The season finale of The Bachelorette airs this week. The season has followed two bachelorettes, Gabby and Rachel, throughout their journey to find love. Both Gabby and Rachel were finalists at the previous season of The Bachelor, and after the dramatic ending, brought back to the leads of the season of The Bachelorette. This is the first season of The Bachelorette to follow two bachelorettes through their journey. After many shocking twists and turns in last week's episode, which we won't spoil here, it was announced by the host, Jesse Palmer, that, quote, the most emotional finale in Bachelorette history, end quote, will happen live. That finale will be airing September 13th on ABC.
So, yeah, my Instagram has been full of all these Disney fanboys and girls being crazy about all these awesome movies coming out. So, what are your thoughts?
I wish I could get away with it, if I'm going to be perfectly honest. Just 24/7, oh my God, did you hear about this? Did you hear about that? And I'm excited to see some of this stuff. It's just everywhere. What do you think about?
Well, I mean, they're the films that we grew up with, so it's really cool to see them in a new light, coming out this year, next year, and for the foreseeable future.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's all the time we have this week. We'll catch you next time.
Stay warm. See you all next time.
Okay, so there's a lot of information there, but I'm just going to grab hold of the football game. Did you go?
Yes, so I was at the football game. I'm part of the Sound of the Golden Hurricane.
Oh, wow.
Awesome.
Look at you.
So we had a performance before. We paraded down to the tailgate and played some of our music for all of the people that were at the tailgate. And then we paraded back, did pregame, and played at the whole football game. And it was a really awesome start to the season. I know that I really enjoyed it, especially that last quarter. Yeah, we were all on the edge of our seats.
Yeah, that was very exciting. What instrument do you play then?
So I'm a percussionist. I play the tenor drums.
So cool. I used to play the flute, but
really?
Not to the standard that I'm sure all of you guys play at, but I feel like it'd be fun to join you one time. You never know.
You should.
I bet you get a lot of steps in doing all that marching.
Oh yeah, it keeps us all fit, feeling so fit and fresh this semester.
So when I walked into the stadium at the weekend, I was shocked because everything was laid out differently. Did you know much about the student section moving and why that is?
Yeah, so Brad Carson, I was talking to him earlier last semester about lots of changes to our athletics, specifically football, especially with trying to make the student section more fun for people. So they moved us over from the corner down a little closer to the 50-yard line, so just so we can see more of the game. And it's just, I think it's set up a lot better because the band is behind some of the students and next to them. So I just think it really unites the student section a lot more. And they added the fireworks, which was a lot of fun.
That was really cool. I really enjoyed watching all that. But
yeah.
What have you got coming up? What is your next event that you're doing then? The next football game?
Yeah, we'll be at the next football game. We won't have the high schoolers this week. We had some student players with us. But this week we'll be playing the same show that we played last week, but we'll be adding on another song. So you guys should come out and watch us.
Are you
come
able
catch
to
the
tell
football
us
game.
what song this is, or is it a secret?
We're playing Layla, Higher Ground, and Carry On. So the one that I'm most familiar with is Carry On, obviously by Kansas. So yeah, but come and listen to us on Saturday. Come watch the game. Hopefully we win. It should be another good one. And that's all the time we have for today.
Yeah, thanks so much for watching, guys.